juggle all these different areas?
Well, the juggling would not have happened without someone like you, for example, because, you know, I just needed an extra person, plus Emma too, who's behind the camera, to actually make this whole thing tangible. Because when I first met Mariana about 18 months ago, and she suggested showing work, it was, as everything is, you know, just an idea that just float. So I think, you know, your participation made it very tangible. The fact that we were promised the money, which then started to become less and less and less, gave us the impetus to do it. And then we were looking behind us whilst we were doing it, thinking, how are we doing this with no money?
We had to stretch.
And so everyone was exceptional in the way they all committed to doing it. You'd never get that many artists together. There was something like 28 of us, even more participating.
People, 32, and artists presenting more than 15.
And you know, I don't like to say it, but this is perhaps a model of the way that we need to survive in the future. I mean, all of us need to get more recompense in many ways for it, both spiritually and materially. But, you know, everyone was able to do it. And that reminds me of the late 70s and 80s, where there was the same kind of spirit to get work seen. However, in those days, there was a lot more fabric, smaller venues that would support work that's emerging, and there's not much of that now.
I guess what was relevant is that it wasn't a small venue, and it wasn't.
Exactly.
It was really quite a big festival.
Yeah.
And that the way that we, as independent artists, managed to participate was by joining forces.
Absolutely. I mean, that's one of the biggest festivals in Europe, and even that has been hit by finances. So it's, you know, from being 4.5 weeks, it got cut down to 2.5.
Yeah.
Nearly, yeah. And yeah, you know, you still get the big names like Wim van der Kuipers, you know, those sorts of people coming. But I think
performing the same night that we were on.
Yeah, performing the same night as us. Yeah, but you know, also the opportunity to show work as installations, and I thought that you dealt with the process extremely well in the way that you rearranged the direction of your work to meet the appropriate scenario, which not many of us could do actually in the end. Well, my solo was able to do that, but the other piece with Eno, it was still rather difficult. You still know then that dance, in that sort of sense of the word, still has difficulty in meeting the requirements.
Yeah, I guess we discovered or we confirmed how important the dance floor is.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you, in terms of curating, how did you decide to bring the people on that you did? Did you have an idea that you would look around Laban, or was this more organic and this is your community and these are the artists that are around you, and that's how it came together?
Yeah, I think there's been work that I've been involved with other people over the last 2.5 years. So we're showing some work at Utrecht and also in Copenhagen. And so there were remnants of people that were involved with that, as well as work that I thought would be workable and actually great to be seen within that context. So it was a very organic process. I mean, Maurizio went, she saw this when we went down in January, but before that I'd mentioned some work. Maurizio saw things that she liked and, in a sense, endorsed some of the ideas I had. But I think we got, when it became clear, was when we started to sort of talk about what might work. And we were still, interestingly, creatively, sort of moved about from our ideas with, the issues of where we could perform, what work could be seen, production details. Yeah. But no, I think, probably the Laban community experience has been something that's focused a sense of presence in the choosing of the work. But, you know, also by the time we'd chosen it, people had left Laban. So the connection was intermingled with people that were emerging as artists who've been at TrinityLaban, and, you know, other artists that have just finished some of the programs, such as yourself, Emma, you know, Lenka, Dina, and there could have been more work seen in that context, actually, because there's all very good work that's come out of the programs, which I think, you know, this is also an attempt to sort of show Laban itself that there is some really good work going on here,
Yeah,
and that it's not just about training a dancer.
Curatorially, you and I had the idea that we wanted work that responded to repositioning choreography in contemporary art practice, and in a way, even if it's a very long title, I think we landed on what is happening at Laban as an institution, because the work shared that.
Oh, I think definitely, yeah. And choreography, we don't, you know, the thing about the way choreography works at Laban, we don't tell people what it is. People would like to know. They would like to be told, yeah. But on another level, when you're truly researching, it becomes what